fuck you mean I got a 0 on my assignment? Who is it?
It's Rick.
Fuck you, Rick.
Hey, fuck me. Fuck you, man. I'm here to do the show.
Fuck, I guess we gotta do this show. Damn, I forgot. Hey! What up, Rick?
Bobby!
What's up,
How
buddy?
you doing, buddy?
Hey, let's do this fucking show, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, let's get into it.
Let's fucking get into her. This episode of the Rick and Rob Show is brought to you by Juan's Taco Truck and Pizzeria.
Bet you just can't eat Juan.
I love that pizzeria and taco truck guy. He makes the best taco pizza.
Honestly, and he'll make the best ever pizza taco.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. The pepperoni and the cheese in there. You like a hard shell or a soft shell with that?
Sometimes I'll go soft shell, even though it's a bit of a mess. Get a little droopy, a little sloopy droopy, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But hard shell's where it's at.
That Sloopy Droopy is Juan's special sauce he puts on there. It's very thick and creamy. Thanks, Juan.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rick and Rob Show.
Hey-o.
Our first topic is going to be farming issues in America. And we just took some time and thought about what could we talk about. And for some reason, farming issues just came to my mind when I was just sitting there contemplating what we could possibly bring to the table.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you think about it, America is in a bit of a crisis right now with it. You know, we have a very a well-aged farm group. You know, they are that generation is well into their 50s, and they don't have anybody to replace them. So what does that mean for us as the consumers years down the road?
Well, it means we're screwed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We need more people to start taking up the helm and get into that sort of business. I did look up some things that deal with the farming issues that we've been facing in America, but they don't deal specifically with like the generation and the taking over of the jobs, but more so like soil health and climate change and
True.
the herbicides and pesticides we use. So like I looked up since the 30s when the Dust Bowl happened, America's soil quality has just been poor.
I mean,
Very shitty.
if anybody knows what the Dust Bowl was, that was a nightmare because we went from Great Depression into Dust Bowl. Just not a good time for America.
Back to back.
Just fucked.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned.
Old fashioned fucked.
Fucked.
Yeah. And that soil quality across the United States has been piss poor because you have these farms, they grow the same crops every year, and instead of focusing on regenerative agriculture.
I'm pretty sure it's called rotational cropping. Is when you swap the crops to fertilize the soil.
Yeah, and cover crops help with that as well. Yeah. But since they don't focus on that aspect of regenerative agriculture to get the fertilizer from the crops back into the soil to make it nice and new again, it's just been degrading soil quality across the states, and that's a big deal. I took our dependence on the environment. I took that class recently. I had to do a lot of stupid labs.
Sounds about right.
I had to make a water reservoir and see how like pollutants affected water supply on the other side of this little container with sand and shit in it.
How about that? How'd you make a water reservoir?
Well, Bobby, I
yard?
got my construction crew together.
Yeah, the Rick and Rob construction crew. We're only off by an eighth.
I had to get the backhoe out and start digging, boys.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Yeah, no, all the pollutants from the herbicides and pesticides leak into the water supply, and that's a huge deal too, obviously, because it affects millions of people. It's in the water. You're drinking the herbicides, the pesticides that the farmers use to maintain their crops and keep their crops healthy. At the same time, there's been a lot of research into GMOs. A lot of people, they hear GMO, they get afraid.
Of course, they panic, right? Because, don't get me wrong, scientists have, we'll say embellished the levels of how GMO should work, right?
Yeah.
Injecting insect DNA in a salmon so they quadruple in size, pretty much overnight. That's a little too far. It's playing God.
There's good things and there's bad things when it comes to GMOs. The GMOs I'm talking about with the the soil and the crops and whatnot. So these GMOs, I don't know. I honestly, I don't have any specific examples. I feel like I came to the table empty-handed. Farm to table, Rick didn't bring anything.
Yeah, come down to our restaurant. You'll get nothing.
I got a plate. No, so they'll use GMOs in like the corn in that movie Oklahoma, the play.
Yeah,
There's
the play
the big-
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
That
I
dealing-
yeah, I
and
think you
the
need to hit that
corn.
line again. Hit that line one more time.
Oklahoma.
Now I know
Yeah,
the- now
that
I
one.
know it.
The corn, it was tall, it was big and over that dude's head. But besides that, the GMOs they're using in the plants and the crops that they grow, they use like natural pesticides. So the GMOs they use prevent these locusts or whatever animals that will
Yes.
come in and eat the crop, or
Yeah,
the insects
damaging
that will
insects,
come in and eat the
damaging
crops.
insects.
Yeah. So that's really cool. That's one good thing when it comes to GMOs. It's not always scary. We're not always playing God, but
Yeah.
most of the time
Well,
we
try.
are. Yeah.
We meddle. We'll say we do a lot of
We do
meddling.
meddle a lot. Yeah.
So there's a documentary I saw. It's called The Littlest Big Farm, and it's about this couple that basically purchased, it's like 200 acres or like that in California, and it's just a barren wasteland. There ain't much there. It used to be I think it was a raspberry, but like a production farm, but
Yeah.
pretty much just grew it, and they just destroyed the soil, left with nothing. Well, they were able to completely swap the soil balance, invigorate the water table, and get everything back normal. And they wanted to use nature as their like natural pesticide, right?
Yeah.
So like they had a really bad slug issue on their orchard, right? Slugs were destroying everything. So what they do? They let their ducks out there. And the ducks ate, and they would eat like in a day would eat like 1,000 pounds of slugs in a day,
Yeah.
and all of their manure would went back to the soil, which then would regenerate the nitrates in the soil.
Yep.
Soil's better, fix the water table. So like they even had like a monsoon level flooding incident, and their property was completely untouched because it all absorbed into the soil
Nice.
compared to everybody around them where they had nowhere to absorb to.
Yeah.
Which is really cool when you think about it. And then, so this gets me on a fact, right? The idea of America at the beginning was that we'd all have basically run our own business. We'd all have our own little hobby farms.
The American dream.
Yes.
Yep.
We'd all have basically our own little hobby farms. We would be able to grow our own stuff. We sell it, trade it from that point on, But the idea got away from that, and mass production, and it just got away from that.
Yeah.
But you watching that documentary made me realize, like, imagine if more people did that. They grew their own land. They procured their own food. They took care of the stuff that they had to deal with, and how much better the earth would I guess regenerate from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the issues I feel like we're having wouldn't be there. The fact
Right.
that our water table globally is incredibly low. They all like, oh, we have these huge rains that fill up 40, 50 inches of water. It's still in a drought. We still haven't reached the level it used to be. I mean, have you
Yep.
seen the water table behind the blockage on the other side of the Hoover Dam? Used to be
Yeah.
up to the
Yep.
rim. Now it's, I think it's like 30, 40 feet below where
Not
it should be.
doing good.
Not
No.
at all. It's insane. And I mean, advancements in GMOs that stop insects and naturally defend our plants so that we get more of a product is pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah.
We're using nature, we're using technology to get to this point to where we can actually keep producing products even in a drought. Even in situations or locusts. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
Whatever mass casualty or catastrophe we have that year.
Yeah.
The tornadoes of Oklahoma apparently.
Hey, those tornadoes. Growing up in Minnesota, we had quite a few.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had to. Well, I did have to go in the basement a few times, but it never hit us. So
Did you ever hear that dumb saying they used to say? You see a green sky, you're about to die.
No.
Oh, well, I guess I was just taught that as a kid.
Oh,
Maybe
goodness.
that, or my parents just wanted me to go in the basement a lot.
Yeah. When the sky looks weird, though, something's brewing.
Yeah, it's not good.
So Wicked Witch of the West or some shit. I don't know. Probably a tornado.
You stick to your Oklahoma plays, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. But talking about these farmers that only grow one crop, that monoculture, I have that written down so I sound
Ooh.
smart. Yeah, I read that off my phone.
Monoculture.
The monoculture, they're only growing one kind of crop. It reduces the nutrients in the soil. So by having multiple crops growing throughout the fields, that really helps
It really
bring
does.
it back to.
It really does, using your environment to your advantage. And that's what I never understood. They're willing to spend all this money on fertilizers and all this stuff when if they just rotated crops, they would have a better yield every year and they wouldn't deplete the soil to basically, paper.
Yeah,
Because there ain't nothing there.
it's
in the air.
terrible.
So it's just growing little by little. But this crisis in America, when it comes to farming, should be alarming to all of us. We should all be watching it little by little, because without food, there ain't no us. We need to be able to survive, and we need to be able to take care of ourselves. So we really need to put more effort into maybe farming on our own, growing
Yep.
our own crops, producing for ourselves and our family,
Absolutely.
because we can't always rely on mass production of this stuff. Even animals, like some of the ways that they be raising these animals and chemicals they put in them just to get results. I was reading this book about like becoming profit through just selling chickens or growing chickens, right?
Mhm.
And like 20% of the chicken meat that you get from the store contains water. So it's 20% of your meat is just water, filled with water.
Well, at least I'm staying hydrated.
I mean, but not in a good way, 'cause when you cook it, it all comes out. So then
What if I drink the juice?
Then just honestly, Rick, that's on you, buddy.
That's a personal choice that I'm making. I drink
Yeah.
my chicken juice.
Yeah, good old chicken juice, Rick.
It tastes good. I enjoy it.
So you just sip in the side of the pan.
No. When we cook it on the tinfoil, I make the tinfoil into a conical shape, and then I hold it up to my mouth, tip my head back, and just let the juices flow. It's like a chicken juice beer bong.
That's what I'm saying. Then you follow it by a course.
You gotta polish her off with something.
Yeah. And speaking of that, drink course. It's good for you.
Hell yeah, brother. I looked up recently too. We were talking about the farming and whatnot. Did you know Nestle donated 1.2 billion Swiss francs towards regenerative agriculture?
Get fucking Nestle.
It's about $1.37 billion.
Fucking Nestle,
USD.
man.
Yeah, dude. So they're trying. They're doing
Yeah.
stuff.
We gotta support Nestle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because they fucking got it.
Yeah. I think climate change does play a big role in that. You believe in climate change? You think it's
100%.
actually occurring? Yeah, me too.
100%. Because it goes both ways. Because you get the big topic is, well, look at this snowstorm. There's no way that we have huge climate change like that, and it's
Yeah.
affecting us. No, even in the short time that I've been alive, not very long,
Yeah.
on the big scale of things, I've already seen a huge change in temperature. Fall. We used to have legitimate falls.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now they're pretty warm all the way up until, and then it's just snow. Like
Yeah, the
there is-
next day.
yeah, there is no gap in between. And it's kind of scary when you think about it, because it's progressing faster than we can really keep up with.
Yeah. I've done, throughout all the classes I've taken in pursuit of my degree, I think the majority of my papers have been on climate change. One, because I was never really educated in the subject, so I wanted to learn more, so that helped. And two, because initially I was a climate change denier. I thought this was some bullshit made up by the government trying to control us. But we'll get into that in the conspiracy cast.
Yeah. Which, for all who don't know that's coming up soon.
Episode 10, baby.
You gotta keep listening. When we get there, we'll let you know.
Get the tinfoil hats ready.
Yeah, get those tinfoil caps ready, because it's gonna be fucking lit.
It is. No, but I initially, I had read and learned about things online and said, okay, well, the Earth does go through these natural warming and cooling cycles. That's what's causing climate change. How do we have an ice age before, and then we don't have an ice age and shit like that? So I was like, well, that's what it is. It's not climate change,
Yeah. I feel like that's 100% correct, right? The Earth goes through these natural phases because, they're saying that it was hotter in 1930 than it is that it is right now
Yeah.
as an Earth temperature, right? I just feel like us as humans are just speeding up that process.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
believe the climate change is real, and we're just making it worse. If that makes
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Absolutely. So there's the Paris Agreement. Have you heard
Yes.
about this thing? All these countries have come together and they're trying to they're trying to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. And did you know that the United States, under President Donald Trump,
No way.
backed out of the Paris Agreement?
Nice. I don't feel like that's right, but nice.
No, they did. That's valid information from whitehouse.gov press
Oh.
release.
That's insane.
Yep. I think that was the wrong decision, personally.
Yes.
That is my opinion, and my opinions do not reflect those of the United States Air Force or the Department of Defense.
I agree.
But, yeah, anywhoos. China also backed out, so
Let's put it this way. I
Fuck 'em.
assume they saw something that we are not seeing from our level.
and I
Yeah.
assume it was billions and billions of dollars.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Period.
All right, well, on to the next.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows what that sound is. It's time for the current event. Today, I saw an interesting article via Sky News
What do you got for us?
in Pembrokeshire, or Pembrokeshire.
Pembrokeshire.
An unexploded bomb detonated after spending decades as a couple's garden ornament.
First off, the fuck.
Yeah, no. Second off, the fuck.
Yeah. We'll hit it with a third. The fuck.
It's insane.
Who the fuck just as it sitting in the yard going, that looks pretty cool. I'm just going to keep it there.
Jeffrey Edwards, apparently.
Well, fucking Jeffrey, you're
Yeah.
an idiot.
It says the bomb apparently made its original journey to the house on a very bumpy ride by horse and cart more than 100 years ago, and had since been played with by children, painted, and tapped with a garden trowel.
Literally the longest fuse in history.
This thing, it looks like a fucking bomb.
Yeah, every bit of it is shaped like a bomb.
How could you not know this was a bomb? And we're not talking circular bomb, little fuse coming out the top. Not
Yeah.
the cartoony bomb. This looks like a real world bomb.
Yeah, like it was dropped from an aircraft, and they just found it, threw it on a horse and cart, and all the way to this fucking people's house.
I'm going to put this in my garden.
I'm gonna put it in my garden.
I can't do a good British. Anytime I try to do the British accent, it comes out Australian.
Yeah, dude, I just sound like a dickhead.
Yeah.
Every time I go to do it, I sound like a real asshole. Like, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know and you're visiting England, if somebody asks you, you all right? They don't want you to explain your life story to them. They just want you to say it back to them. You just say, yeah, you all right? And they say, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I never got that. Usually they go, why are you mocking me? Yeah, I never make it that far. But
Yeah.
that's insane. So this couple had a live munition in their yard for decades.
Yeah.
And without any kind... I mean, there had to have been something on it when they first got it. There's no way that it just is this bomb-looking fucking... just rolled up to their house and they're like, this is sick. Let's keep it.
Yeah, that looks like a nice garden ornament. You know what's really fucked up, though, is the headline kind of throws it off. Unexploded bomb detonated after... You would assume, then, by reading it, that, holy shit, this bomb finally went off.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Apparently, the couple who kept an unexploded missile as a garden ornament for decades were ready to, quote-unquote, go out with our home and everything in it after a bomb disposal unit told them it needed to be detonated. Yeah.
So my question is, how they... so they knew... So it wasn't like somebody said, oh, that looks like a bomb rolled up with the unit. It's more like they knew it was a fucking unexploded missile this entire time and just decided to say something is what I'm getting out of it.
Right. So it looks like the couple had kept the 19th century relic outside their home after moving back in 1982. And the individual who lives there was told by the property's original occupants it had been there for more than a century.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Somebody gave them up because it says the
So it
cops
sounds-
came and...
So it sounds like in Peppenbrokenshire.
Yeah.
Broken...
You're getting there. Pepperidge Farms, I think is the name you're looking for.
Pembrokenshire.
Yeah.
There's some fucking snitches out there.
There are, yeah. So be careful if you're ever traveling through Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire for my American listeners.
They out there telling on folk.
They will be, yeah. Be very careful. I guess the cops came on Wednesday, said it needed to be investigated by the Ministry of Defense, and then the bomb squad came the next day.
And they out there blowing up lawn gnomes.
Yeah, Mr. Edwards says, "We didn't sleep a wink that night."
That's a British thing to say.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to say goodbye to my bomb. Yeah. It's a fucking bomb, dude. Get it out of there.
I didn't sleep a wink last night.
You've been beating on it with garden trowels for 74 fucking years. Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's time to go. That's too much.
He said, "We've lived in this house for 41 years, have known it all these years, and I told the bomb squad, if you evacuate the street, the wife and I are not leaving our home. We're staying here."
Well, out of all things, it sounds like he's talking about his son that they had buried out in the yard.
Right? You fool!
Yeah, it's a fucking bomb, dude.
I can't fucking believe some people.
Yeah, people are just dumb these days. That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, Mr. Edwards, I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, man, way to be you.
Yeah.
Way to be you, man.
Fuck me, bud. What a wild current event that was. All right, well, this brings us to our next topic. We're going to be talking about the importance of blue-collar workers. I feel like they are the backbone of our economy, and they are essential to everyday life in America.
Hands down. Blue-collar workers made America. They made us where we are. They put us in a position we are. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise.
That's true.
Because every bridge, every road, every factory that's ever been built, every building you ever been in, that was all built by blue-collar workers.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue collar was originally like a derogatory term.
Definitely a
derogatory back in the day. But now it's just become, I don't know, just everyday speech. Everybody says it. Nobody gets offended by it. Blue collar worker, Yeah, white collar, blue collar. Originally there was like gold and red and different colored collar workers, which I don't know what those were. Only blue and white. White's more admin side, and blue's the down in the dirt, getting your hands dirty, building shit, getting stuff done.
And we are blue collar workers, technically where we stand. Which is sad because we are considered the uneducated force.
Yeah,
right? And that's a problem with blue collar workers, that they always looked at as the uneducated force.
Yeah,
and that's a shame because a lot of these people are incredibly smart in what they do.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily have to be working a computer. It doesn't necessarily have to be doing these huge designs and whatnot, but they could look at a house and be like, shit's off by a quarter inch, and be able to show you exactly where they got off at.
Yeah.
And where it fell off the tracks and where they have to fix it and how to fix it. When you got dudes who take hours and hours and hours using programs that are on computers and different ways to come to the same result, which is insane, right? Some of the smartest people I ever met barely graduated high school.
Yeah. I was looking up, too. It said for like a certified accountant, after their 7 years of schooling and whatnot, they would make the same amount a month as just a blue-collar worker who has that higher certification in their trade. And that's good. I think that's great because there is a higher level of education required when you're in maintenance or a construction or factory job.
Yep.
You have to attain those certifications in order to move up, and you're still considered a blue-collar worker. So some of these guys are just as educated as those in different things who sit behind a computer all day and look at charts and graphs.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that blue-collar workers get such a bad rep. It is a real shame. They are the force that I will 100% say the force that has built this world.
Yeah.
The way that we have it. And they should be proud to be blue collar workers and continue to keep pushing and growing. In today's day of age, those are the people we need.
Yep.
Those are the people that have always been frowned upon, and you have all these all these kids growing up saying that they want to be doctors, lawyers. Now it's YouTubers and TikTokers, but
Streamers. Yeah, good fucking luck.
yeah, good luck. They're not Rick and Rob on podcast.
No.
But
We are highly, highly educated individuals. We know
Super.
more than you.
yeah,
I'm just kidding. I
Yeah,
don't.
it took us 45 minutes to figure out how to do this podcast. all
It
right?
took me 45 minutes just to learn how to Google how to do the podcast.
So yeah, we'll stop right there. Enough bashing each other ourselves.
Yeah. Did you have any family members who had factory jobs, blue-collar workers?
So coming from Michigan, right? Working for the
Motor City.
the Motor City, baby.
Yeah.
They are the big three. I've always been there, and I come from a lot of family that worked there whole life, 30 years, 12-hour shifts every single day. They make great money, but it was 12-hour shifts every single day, working the line, assembly line, building vehicles. My Uncle Jimmy is a bricklayer, big part of the big bricklayer union and all that stuff. And he's been doing that for 25, 30 years.
Damn.
And, he's very high ranked in the union and everything. And it's really cool to hear him talk about, his passion for the job, because a lot of people look so negatively at being those construction jobs, working the lines and all that stuff. But they're great jobs, honestly.
Yeah.
If you look at them, you get into some of those unions, you get hooked in there, you're locked in at $40 an hour, and it's almost fucking impossible to get you fired.
Yeah.
My buddy Zach, he was doing an internship, and he's saying some of the stuff that these guys were doing, and they're just like, yeah, we'll just dock them pay. And they're like, cool, see you in a week. Like,
Damn.
yeah, they just stock you pay. They're like,
Wow.
yeah, man, you can't come to work. Like, oh, shit, I can't come to work. But, like, that's, for a lot of these guys, they be saving their money and doing it right. So they're like, whatever, I'll see you in a week.
That's crazy.
So it's really cool to see that there's still a lot of diehard people who are into that and want to do it. I mean, my plans in the future, I'd like to start my own construction business. I that is what I'm working towards, 100%. Because that's what I have a lot of interest in. I have a lot of respect and always cared about being, part of that community and growing that community, because it's always going to be in need. It's always going to be wanted. It's always going to be the stuff that we need to get done.
Yep. People are always going to need somewhere to live.
Yep. It's everyone's all fucking smart until until your heater or your HVAC system goes out. All of a sudden, when your house is hot as hell, that dude that knows how to fix your AC is a real good, cool guy.
And they'll charge you more, too.
Yep.
Because they know.
Yeah, especially when dudes come to your house to fix your fan and you just have it locked in between summer and winter.
Listen, I had too many beers. I was trying to hide the elf from my kids, and I fucked up. All right, let's move on to talk about more blue collar workers and not my fucking fan.
Too soon? Too soon?
It was today, man.
I'm not gonna miss that opportunity.
No,
Remind everybody.
Remind
everybody.
I didn't have. I mean, my grandpa was Air Force, and his father was in the Navy before him. And my grandma, she worked at the telephone company for a long time, very long time. Retired from there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then my dad, who was a piece of shit, he worked at Domino's for a while, and then started his lifelong piece of shittedness, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah. What a fucking path.
Yeah, we got one coming up about fucked up family, because we both got plenty.
Oh yeah. But he then he had his own trucking business. He had a little truck. It wasn't like a big old semi, but it was enough to haul shit around, and he would do deliveries and whatnot for different companies around Minnesota.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it was. I had some good memories, riding shotgun with him. And we'd get some ham and cheese sandwiches made fresh from home. Put them on the floor of the truck between the seats, and they get warm. Melt the cheese a little bit, soften the bread. It was pretty good, man. But he's a fucking dick, so...
Yeah, no top for another day, right?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about, too, with blue-collar workers, some famous celebrities who were blue-collar workers. I thought
Okay.
that would be a little interesting.
Okay.
Harrison Ford,
Yeah, I know about Harrison Ford.
Han
Yeah,
Solo.
he was a carpenter, and he
Yep.
was actually building the set for Star Wars.
Yep.
When I think George Lucas is the one who called him out and was like, "Hey, man, you look exactly like somebody I'm fucking looking for.
Yeah, I
Sure.
need you.
I need you." Sure enough, next thing you know, he's Han fucking Solo.
Yeah,
Oh, Harrison Ford. He was like 40 years old when that happened too.
that's crazy.
Like he was old.
Yeah,
Like he was
he's-
old in
I mean,
the
he's
70s.
old as fuck now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really fucking old now. But we love you, Harrison Ford. Just saying.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
If you
great.
ever happen to cross the Robin Rick show, just know that we are in favor of Harrison Ford.
Big fans.
Super fucking fan.
Yeah, we love Han Solo. And Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
Whatever else you've done. It's a bunch
Air
of shit.
Force One.
1924, a great fucking series. Did great in that.
Michael Caine,
Michael Caine.
Alfred, Batman movies,
Did not know that.
some other things.
What did he do?
He,
Was it dickhead?
before he became an actor, he served in the British Army.
Oh, that's what's up.
So that's pretty cool.
That's really
and
cool.
then he also worked as a plumber's assistant.
Okay.
So yeah, he's
Like
getting
a-
out there.
Talk about an upgrade.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury worked as a baggage handler at Heathrow. And
Damn.
then he sold secondhand clothes at Kensington Market in London.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, secondhand clothes. I probably wouldn't want those clothes though.
Yeah.
You know, R.I.P. Freddie. But
Yeah, R.I.P. Freddie. I've been to both
yeah.
those places. It's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah, Heathrow.
Ozzy worked a variety of skilled trade jobs.
He just yelled at everybody.
No, Sharon. No, before becoming the Prince of Darkness,
He was out there eating birds for the local community.
I'll take care of those bats.
Don't worry about it.
He left high school at 15 because of bullying.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, look at him now.
The Prince of fucking Darkness.
Jesus, Murphy. But he went on to work construction as a plumber's apprentice and as a toolmaker's apprentice and even as a horn tuner in a car factory. I don't know what a horn tuner is, but it sounds a little sexual.
He just out there just
Tuning horns, yeah.
adjusting the horn to
Yeah.
make sure it's sounding right. That's kind of crazy.
Steve Buscemi, we all know about him.
Yeah, we all
He
know
was
about
the
Steve.
volunteer firefighter in New York. And during September 11th, he came back and
He,
came to help him out.
yeah, man, I like Steve Buscemi a lot. I thought he was great in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Played that at Sopranos. Fucking
Fuck yeah.
great. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a whole nother talk for another podcast,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, if you haven't realized, we're just gonna keep telling you about stuff that we're gonna talk about in the future.
We'll never actually get there, but
Yeah. We'll just keep reminding y'all.
no, we will. We will. Jim Carrey, he worked at a tire factory
Yeah.
in return for the family being able to live in a home across the street. And he also worked as a security guard and janitor at the same factory.
Can you imagine working with that fucking guy? I
I
love Jim Carrey, but I feel like all he would do is fuck around. Like,
That's it,
He'd
dude.
never take anything serious.
hey, you need me to mop your floors? And they're like, yeah, man, come on in.
All right.
Alrighty then.
He just
He'd mop it up. He'd get down on his hands and knees, and wipe the floor with one finger, and look at it the way he does. Man,
looks a
that'd
little
be
clean to me, bud. Alrighty then. Fits like a glove.
Danny DeVito. I saw this recently on TikTok. He worked as a beautician at a salon his sister owned before starting his acting career.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He does not look like a guy who would do your hair
No,
well.
no, not at all. He's missing a lot of it.
Yeah, he's pretty bald.
But he is fucking great, and it's always sunny.
Danny DeVito is the fucking man.
I love
Period.
that guy.
Fucking love Danny DeVito.
He was really good in Matilda too.
He was great in Matilda.
Yeah.
You know, that dude is the kindest heart, man.
Yeah, I can see
So
it.
I got a couple of Danny DeVito stories, man. So the first one is that I know the main child character. I forget her name specifically, but her mom had breast cancer and was passing away,
Yeah.
and he was able to get an unedited version of the movie for her to watch, so she can see her daughter act before she passed.
Matilda?
Yep, Matilda.
Wow.
And then she ended up passing. She dedicated almost all the proceeds, and a big part of the movie was all dedicated to the mom, which was awesome.
Jeez.
It's all on Danny DeVito did that. And then the second one's kind of goofy, right? So apparently he was on an airplane, riding up in first class. And he gets done eating dinner. He's like, man, I really want to smoke a stogie right now.
Yeah.
And he's telling everybody, like, man, I really want to smoke this damn stogie. So he asked the flight attendant, like, I smoked this cigar? And she's like, I don't know, ask the pilot. So he goes and asks the pilot. Pilot's like, if everybody on this plane says they're good with you smoking a stogie, I'll let you smoke it. So Danny DeVito went down it's like 250 people on this plane.
Yeah.
Every single person asked him if it was okay, and they're all like, yeah, we don't care. So he's up in first class smoking a stogie.
That's fucking awesome.
After asking all these people if he was allowed to. I was like, the dedication of this man, dude. I love Danny DeVito. He's great.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
What a
dude.
good story.
Yeah, I love Danny DeVito. He's great. Who else? You got anybody else on
Yeah,
that list?
I got George Foreman.
I can see that.
Yeah, before he made the grill, he was a...
Was he a boxer?
No.
I was like, hopefully we're going to surprise me with
Yeah,
that.
he was a boxer.
Oh,
I saw
shit.
some dude stand up, too, on TikTok about George Foreman and the grill he made, and he's like, don't put an on-off switch. Just make sure it's fucking slanted. I want that grease to go all over the place because they're going to lose the drip pans right away.
Yep.
I need that grease to be dripping on the ground.
Yeah, I don't want an on and off switch. I just want to unplug it.
Yeah.
You know, you plug it in, it's on. You
And then
unplug it takes 2 hours to cool down.
Yep.
You burn yourself at least once.
It was
That dude was
fucking
great.
great.
He's fucking funny, man.
But no, George Foreman, he was a carpenter and bricklayer until he got into boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet.
That's pretty fucking sweet, man. Then he just murdered people in the ring.
Yeah.
George Foreman was a fucking animal.
Oh, Liam Nielsen, before Taken,
Oh, Liam Neeson, man.
yeah, he worked as a forklift operator and a truck driver while trying to become famous.
I fucking love Liam Neeson, man. He's a great actor. Like, my favorite movie, you know, everyone says Taken and all that stuff, dude, was The Gray. That movie was phenomenal, man. And I think he couldn't have been any better of a character to play that.
I think when I was stationed at Hill, they had that VHS in the snack bar, and people would put it on every now and then. It was a good one.
Yeah, dude, I love The Gray, dude. That was great, man. I'm gonna speak more about that when we get to the survival stories podcast.
Okay.
But I am a huge fan of Liam Neeson. Great actor.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All I care is about Star Wars. We're still on that.
Well, what do you expect? Started with the Star Wars, ended with the Star Wars.
Yeah, it's got to happen that way. But in the end, blue collar workers, man, we're on your side. We support you. We'd like to get some support from you guys, let you know that we're all about you.
Yep.
You know, hopefully get you listening because we definitely do more shout outs and let you know we care about you. And make sure the world knows that you guys are definitely the backbone and why we're here.
You're goddamn right.
So keep doing what you're doing. We got you.
Hell yeah.
This quiz is brought to you by the Chimney Sweep Union of Industrial Ohio.
We don't give a beep. We just sweep.
Gotta love them boys out there cleaning them chimneys for us so we don't be starting ourselves on fire.
Yeah, they really helped me out. They cleaned my chimney so nice and deep. It's crazy. I got no soot in there anymore.
Yeah, that big ass rod coming from the top. But the only problem is though, they just put it all into my house and left it.
Really?
Yeah, they cleaned the shit out of that chimney. It was
They
clean.
just left it in the bottom.
But my living room now is completely black.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Fucking love you guys though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out. Alrighty, everybody, it's time for the quiz. Rob wanted to quiz me in one of the other episodes about my history knowledge. Well, today it's time for revenge, baby. I'm going to be quizzing him on his history knowledge. So I took ChatGPT. I just typed in, hey, give me a general knowledge history quiz with multiple choice answers. And this is what I got. Are you ready, Rob?
Yeah, bring it out, stupid.
All right, motherfucker, let's go. Question number 1. In
6.
which ancient civilization did the famous Hanging Gardens exist?
Babylon.
It is the Babylonian Empire. Great work.
Keep fucking trying me, Rick.
Okay, well, that was question 1. It was stupid easy.
Because I'm stupid.
Here we go. Next question. What event on December 7th, 1941 led to the United States entry into World War II? The Battle of Stalingrad, the D-Day invasion, attack on Pearl Harbor, or the Battle of Midway?
I'm going to go with... This day shall live in infamy forever. That would be Pearl Harbor.
That's correct, Bobby. Good job. All right,
That
and
was my Roosevelt impression.
yeah, no, I got it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I knew the quote.
Good.
This is a day that shall live in infamy. Something along those lines. I'm not good at that impression.
You're killing it, man.
Other ones, though.
Arr.
Yar.
Yar.
All right. Next question. Who is often referred to as the father of the Renaissance? Is it Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, or Niccolo Machiavelli?
Ooh, those pronunciations were on point, but I'm going to say Leonardo da Vinci.
And I'm going to say, great fucking job, bud.
Ooh, that's 3 now?
That's 3. I got 7, all right? So you're getting there, but you're not at my level yet.
Okay. Go back the fuck
Still
up.
7 questions to go, though. All right.
Ooh.
What was the name of the famous barrier that divided East and West Berlin during the Cold War? Do I even have to give you the choices?
Go ahead. Let's hear them.
Was it the Iron Curtain, the Bamboo Curtain, the Berlin Wall, or the Great Wall of China?
I'm going to go with the Berlin
All
Wall.
right. Okay.
If there was the bamboo wall, I don't think we would have had that much trouble as they.
They would not have had a lot of trouble getting through
That Iron Curtain, though, that shit was no joke. I've seen
Oh,
parts
yeah.
of Europe where the Iron Curtain came down, and trust me, that motherfucker was mean.
Sheesh. Next question. Who was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence in 1776? Was it my boy George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, or John Adams?
Process elimination says Thomas Jefferson.
That's a good process of elimination, everybody.
A crazy fact about that is, so I used to go to a country of Slovenia quite a bit, and I met a guy there who ran a castle and ran a big giant printsmith there, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling me that the Declaration of Independence was, a lot of it was based off basically like a treaty that a count in Slovenia had wrote to separate, and try to eliminate war between them and a rivaling castle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the inspiration of Declaration of Independence came a lot from that count in Slovenia. So like America has this indirect, relationship with Slovenia that I didn't even know about. I thought that was really cool.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Good
I'm
old
going to have
Thomas.
to look that up just to learn about it a little bit so I can be as educated as you.
Good old Thomas
This
Jefferson.
is going to take a while, though. All right, moving on. Next question. Which medieval English king is known for his role in the Third Crusade and the legend of Robin Hood? Is it King John, King Richard the Lionheart, King Henry VIII, or King Edward III?
It'd be King Richard Lionheart.
Ooh, that is correct.
I only seen that kid, the one with the fox, about 700 times.
Yeah, Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Chris Farley in Billy Madison here. That is correct. And then I take my shirt off for you.
He already had it off though, so that's okay.
And I just have to put it back on again. Hang on. Okay, now I'm ready to go again.
All right, good.
Okay. Who was the first human to journey into space? Neil Armstrong, Yuri Gagarin, John Glenn, or Valentina Tereshkova?
I honestly don't think I know this one.
This was a tricky one.
I'm gonna say it's that really Russian one, the second one.
Yuri Gagarin or Valentina Tereshkova?
Yuri Gagarin.
It was Yuri Gagarin.
So I know it was a race for space.
Yep, the old space race.
Against the Soviet Union at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one of us fucks, either us or them.
Yeah.
So, process elimination.
Very good. Next question. In which century did the Industrial Revolution begin? The 16th century, the 17th century, 18th century, or 19th century?
I'm gonna say the 19th century.
I'm sorry, Rob.
It was
It-
18th century.
It
Wasn't
was the 18th century, the 1700s. That always, threw me for a loop there. Like, oh, we're in the 20th century, but it's the 1900s.
Yeah. Guess I'm an idiot.
What? Yeah, one wrong. I'm stupid as fuck. Next question, and penultimate question. What event marked the beginning of the modern civil rights movement in the United States in the 1950s? Was it the Montgomery bus boycott, Brown versus the Board of Education, the Selma to Montgomery marches, or Rosa Parks refusing to give up her bus seat?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a real good one. Now I feel like everyone's going to think, well, fuck if I get this wrong.
Yeah. You might have to have a conversation with Jazz later about
Yeah,
this
she's
one.
going to be like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
She probably don't know either. I'm gonna say the Rosa Parks.
Very good. Of course it was Rosa Parks refusing to give up her breast seed. I knew that already. I am just so smart
the
about
reason I
that.
remember that because it happened on December 1st, which happens to be my birthday, so I'll never forget that day.
That's right.
You know, they actually got her actual home. They took it from Detroit, rebuilt it, and it's now in a city in Italy
Really?
on display. Yeah, thought that was pretty interesting to know.
Just so you know, I am Googling this information just to verify that it did happen on December 1st. And it did. 1955.
Yep, December 1st, 1955. Exactly what I said.
That was the catalyst for the civil rights movement.
My birthday.
Good fucking job, Rosa Parks. Never give up your seat.
I mean, I wasn't born in 1955. We had bigger issues.
No,
but
I was.
about 40 years later, though.
Yeah. All right. You are 8 for 9 right now. Here we
I'm
go.
fucking
Moving on to
genius.
the ultimate question.
Ooh.
Which year did the Wall Street crash occur, leading to the start of the Great Depression?
Ooh.
1925, 1927, 1929, or 1931?
1929.
1929, is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
All right, 9 for 10. Let's go, Bobby. Great fucking work.
Yeah, no
You are smarter than me.
If you watch Peaky Blinders, they'll tell you that.
I never watched it.
Well, it's a great English show.
I never watched Boardwalk Empire either.
Why the fuck are we talking? Why are we friends? Ah, we know we're friends.
All right, and that's the end of the podcast altogether, everybody. That was our series finale as well. Rob and I are no longer friends. Tune in next week to find out if we become friends again or not.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, buddy.
All right, everybody, that's the end of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the show, subscribe, download that episode so you can listen to it offline, especially here in England where the service is shitty everywhere.
Pretty damn shitty.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, please, everybody, enjoy the show. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And give us a follow. Give us a little likey boy.
Yeah,
let us
please
know.
do.
Let us know how we're doing. And yeah, we'll be here next week. Ready to
And-
give you some juice.
In case you don't know, you can also find our podcast on Apple Podcast app.
Ooh.
Yeah, that thing. I usually listen to my podcasts on there.
Yeah.
So you can find us on there now. We've hit the big time.
Yeah, we're a big deal now.
Yeah, I don't know if you
We're
know,
on the
but
standard app of every iPhone.
that's true.
We're a big deal now.
Yep, and Amazon podcast too. Although I don't think they get as much use anymore.
Yeah.
Spotify's our main thing here.
Yeah.
So thank you, Spotify.
Yes,
thank you, Apple.
Yeah, thank you. And don't forget, pre-sale is coming out soon here for the Rick and Rob Show official patch.
You're goddamn right.
Goddamn right.
I love
It's
that
coming out.
patch.
It's gonna look great. Rumor has it, it's gonna have glow in the dark.
Ooh, glow in the dark.
Ooh.
Oh, now you're getting me all excited. I might take my shirt back off.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.